at our website and email us, and we will I will take in consideration what you've selected. Okay? Now, the theme that was selected from those that turned in theirs for last week, from last Sunday, is healing. Okay? And that was, Monday for July 11th, but we're going to focus on it today. A son tells his mom a secret about something very serious and tells her not to tell his dad the secret. She turns around and tells his dad the secret and then tells the dad not to tell the son. The dad calls the son and tells the son he knows the secret and that the son is not to tell the mom. So basically, all three of them know the secret and can't tell each other what they know. This is having a secret that is no secret. Would you like to know what is the healing secret of the ages? When I tell you, you can't tell anyone else. The healing secret of the ages is our healing power lies in our minds. Catherine Ponder, in her book, The Dynamic Laws of Healing, quotes Hippocrates, the Greek physician known as the father of medicine. He wrote in 400 BC, "Men ought to know that from the brain, and from the brain only, arise our pleasures, laughter, and jests, as well as our sorrow, pain, grief, and fears." She writes further, "Health is basically an inside job, mentally as well as physically." Now, haven't we heard that somewhere? I mean, we heard that about joy and happiness. Okay. So Ponder believes that there is not anything mysterious or mystical about health and healing. She wanted us to know, based on her own experience and research, that all people have innate healing power. And there are universal laws that invoke this healing power in not only our minds and bodies, in our affairs as well. She goes further to say, God is our Father, Mother, the one inspiration of all that we do, of all that we are. God is spirit, infinite mind, the immanent force and intelligence everywhere manifested in nature. H. Emily Cady, in one of Unity's basic texts, Lessons in Truth, further relates God to the sun. The sun shines because it is a law of its being to shine. It can't help it. God, as unlimited wisdom, life, power, and goodness, expresses as and through all creation. It is a law of being to express all good, always. It can't help it. Catherine Ponder says, God is all good, always love. God never changes, no matter what we do or may have done. God is always trying to pour more of God's self through us into visibility so as to make us grander, larger, fuller, and freer individuals. So I want you to consider, if the nature of God is energy, and that God energy is in us and pouring through us as wisdom, life, power, and goodness, our innate nature too is wisdom, life, power, and goodness. Therefore, we are wired. That's our default. Wisdom, life, power, goodness, love, and health and wholeness. Science and our own personal experience tells us the sun shines all the time, whether we see it or not. And there are exceptions, and that is when it's blocked by being on the other side of the earth than where we are, or if there's an obstacle like the moon in front of it, or clouds. We can think of the God energy that flows through us as life and health in constant, that is constant, unless we block its expression. We block its expression. One way, if not the only way, we block the life force that is biased towards health and wholeness is by holding in our mind wrong thoughts, opinions, and beliefs about our truth. What is God? Who are we truly? How do we relate to this God energy? What are the universal laws of life? How do we apply them? And the mind-body affairs, connection, and much, much more. If error thoughts can block health, then thoughts of truth can free the flow of health and wholeness that we are. If we are experiencing the flow of health and wholeness in mind, body, and affairs, Catherine Ponder advises we use praise, gratitude, and giving to continue the flow. If we are experiencing the lack of health in any area of our lives, we can turn on our innate healing power. After experiencing his own healing, Charles Fillmore stated in his book, Atom-Smashing Power of the Mind, you can literally build your body cell by cell by rebuilding your thinking. As a man thinks in his mind, so is he in his body. And that goes for us women too. Ponder names the principles that can guide us in letting health flow as universal laws of healing. She writes about the healing laws of release, love, praise, gratitude, no, and yes. The healing law of no and yes. So let's take a look at this healing law of no and yes, better known today as the power of denials and affirmations. By using statements of denial and affirmations, we can change our error thoughts, opinions, beliefs, and feelings about ourselves, our loved ones, humankind, all creation, whether they are conscious to us or unconscious. And in doing so, we can free the flow of health and wholeness. We use denials to release ourselves from the error thoughts by denying power, life, and substance to those thoughts. We release ourselves from a belief in the power of reality and anything other than divine mind or the power of divine wisdom through us. This comes from Heart Center Metaphysics by Reverend Paul Hasselbeck. His point is, denials are statements that release the energy and hold that our error thoughts have on our minds, bodies, and affairs, thus allowing divine energy to flow through us as all that God is: wisdom, life, power, love, goodness, and health and wholeness. When we use denials, we can visualize, and gently sweep away the cobwebs of error beliefs, thoughts, and make room. Now, when we use a denial, we don't put a whole lot of energy into the denial. I said gently we will say our statement of denial. A very simple, gentle statement of denial that can be remembered and used in any situation is this: I give no power to. And in one or two words, you put whatever the challenging situation you are facing, whether it is in mind, heart, body, or affairs. Now let's shift to yes. The healing law of yes. Affirmations are more than positive thinking. Affirmations are more than possibility thinking. Affirmations are realization thinking. Realization is when we know that we know something is true or of God. And this is regardless of outer appearances or circumstances. It involves thinking and feeling the truth, says Reverend Paul Hasselbeck in Heart Center Metaphysics. Once we clear the cobwebs out of error thinking, we want to keep them from returning by spinning webs of thoughts of truth and God in their place. Now, an example of an affirmation is this: I am Godness, the expression of wisdom, life, power, love, health, and all goodness. Now, daily word messages will always contain affirmative statements. One general affirmative statement at the top of the page, and then what will follow are 2 or 3 paragraphs that contain affirmative statements that support that one general statement or the theme for the daily word. For the daily word for our lesson, healing, the general affirmation is, I thrive in wholeness. The writer chose to use only affirmative statement in that entire message. in the three paragraphs that follow. Now, some writers of the Daily Word will also use a denial of error thought statement. And if you were to go to your Daily Word for July 30th, the message is focus. And the denial in that message is, I am never at the mercy of present circumstances, no matter how troubling they are. It's time to practice. You ready to practice? Okay. Our statement of denial comes first, okay, because we're making room for a positive statement of truth. And so you have a handout, okay, that you can take home with you. What we're going to do is we're going to take that very simple denial, and I want you to take a moment or two and think of a word or two that represents something that is challenging in your life. Okay? All right, you have your word or two? And so you are going to say this easily and quietly to yourself. Okay? You're not going to spend a lot of time on it. You're just going to recite this denial that you see or on your piece of paper and fill in the blank. Okay? Do that now. Once you're done, take a deep breath. Now, our affirmation is more general, and we're going to do this with enthusiasm and energy and conviction. And we're going to say this out loud. We've made room for it. Okay? All right. So, together. I am Godness, the expression of wisdom, life, power, love, health, and all goodness. And so it is. Now take a nice deep breath. Now there are times when our lives are easy peasy, peachy, like I say. And we simply, during those times, can affirm praise and gratitude. And so here's an affirmation we can use. We take in a deep breath. And together, the magnificent power and presence of the divine flows continuously through me, and I am grateful. And so it is. Take another deep breath. Using denials and affirmation statements alone may be all we need to promote our healing and wholeness. However, there are other instances when we may need the skills and knowledge of others, like a prayer partner, doctors, lawyers, or a financial advisor. We don't abandon our spiritual practices. We don't abandon the gifts that these professionals can bring to us. We use them both. Acknowledging the presence and wisdom of the divine flows in and through all, and trusting the divine wisdom within our own being and that of those we work with. All people, no matter their culture, background, economic status, or community, have innate healing power, And there are universal laws that invoke this healing power in not only our minds and bodies, our affairs as well. We each are individuals, unique expressions of the divine. Our lives are as unique as we are. We use spiritual laws and tools in the way that gives us the best results. When using our power of no and yes, we need to discover what works best for us, using no and yes together or using yes alone. The best way to discover what works for us is through practice. So I invite you to go home and practice. Namaste. And so Harold's going to bless us with song.
Just a friendly smile can help a world so sad and lonely, and make a better day for you and me. If you can forget about yourself, think of others only, I'm sure the love of God they can see. Speak a kindly word to a tired and weary stranger, and if you need a hand, help him out. If you share what you have and be glad for the giving, I'm sure the love of God they can see. Let God's love shine on through you. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. And remember the good that you do. It will surely come back to you. Say a sweet hello to a friend that you've known forever. Let them know how much you really care. You see, God's love is true, and He loves through me and you. Oh, I'm sure the love of God they can see. Oh, I'm sure the love of God they can see. When you let the love of God shine through you, I know, I'm sure the love of God they can see. Thank you.
Amen. For the wonderful musical blessing. Thank you. The time has now come for the blessing of our tithes and offerings. Will the ushers please come forward? You have two envelopes. The small envelope is for your tithes and offerings, and you have a larger envelope, which is for the Tithe Plus 10 program. We ask that you give $10 above your regular offerings, and the $10 will go towards special projects at the church. For our virtual audience, you may go to www.unitychristianchurch.us and hit donate button, or you can donate through PayPal or Tithely, or you can mail your donations to Unity Christian Church of Memphis, 3345 McCorkle Road, Memphis, Tennessee, 38116. Let us affirm our prosperity and offering prayer together, which is located in your bulletin and on screen. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all the good I am and have, all the good I give and receive, and so it is.
Very grateful for each and every member of our spiritual community here and now. And we also visualizing seeing more come to join and to open and practice these teachings of truth. And we give thanks for all the gifts that we have received today. These financial gifts will bless this spiritual community and go forth and bless the greater Memphis community and the unity movement as a whole. And so it is.
So it is.
Amen.
Amen. For our announcements today, we want to remind you that the service is being recorded, so you may appear on video. Available today in the bookstore, Love, Healing, and Abundance. This booklet is available for $2 this month, and we thank you for supporting our bookstore by purchasing this booklet. The Outreach Committee of Unity Christian Church of Memphis needs volunteers to help plan our 70th anniversary. For more information, please contact Ella. She's located in the back. Wave, okay. And she may be reached at 901-649-7878. The kitchen ministry is clearing out the fellowship hall. So all members are welcome to the items in the fellowship hall that are marked for giveaway. So stop in today and see if there's anything that you will like before we give them all away. You're welcome to pick up anything that you might want in the fellowship hall. Okay, thank you.
And so let's bless our visitors that are here with us in person, as well as our visitors online. And so we open our arms and our hearts, and together, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ in you. And then I thank all of our volunteers that work with the various activities of the ministry during the week, and then those that come in and work on Sundays, because without everyone serving and giving of their gifts and their time, we wouldn't have the service that we do here on Sunday. And we wouldn't have live music today without Harold. So Thomas, so thanks, Harold. Special thanks to you. And so please stand and let us sing our peace song, being mindful of the words and sending love, energy out into the entire world in order that it may bring forth healing, peace. Together? Protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. Wherever I am, God is. And all is well, and well indeed. Thanks, God.